okay. Don't worry, Jonathan. Just breathe. It's fine. Totally fine. We're all set up now.
We're live.
No, we're live. We're live in StreamYard and the two other places, but we're not live yet on SDF.
Not live on SDF, so it'll
Yeah,
give
it's
you
okay.
a notification if or when it does.
No, I'll let you know. We don't have all the guests here yet.
All right.
So
Okay, so it's just gonna be.
okay. Everybody's coming in. Okay, we are ready. Jonathan, I'm gonna go and we will be live on SDF in a second. So just maybe wait 10 seconds and then play your song. Okay?
All right. Okay. All right. I'll go at 2 minutes.
Hello, everybody. My name is Rory Penland, and this is It's Casual, the talk show. We have a very special show tonight. I want to bring up my co-host, Renee, and my sound guy, Jonathan Phipps, to join me. Renee.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Jonathan. Thank you all for all your hard work making this happen.
Thank you. Thank you for
It's been
bringing us
quite a
aboard.
week.
Yes.
So, again, I want to start kaiju fan. The word kaiju is a Japanese word which means big monsters. I've been a huge big monster fan since I was a little kid, watching Godzilla and King Kong and Rodan and Mothra and all those guys. And I'm just excited about tonight's show. Tonight has a kaiju connection. So she stole King Kong's heart in the movie King Kong Escapes. Let's show a first clip, if we would, from that movie, King Kong Escapes. And it's actually the very first scene in the movie.
Okay, now let me look at the clips here. We are doing this. This is live TV, everybody. So is it the one that says ape or line or Kong 2 or let's see, first scene. Haha.
Scene.
There you go. Let's see.
Lieutenant?
Good morning.
Boy, with a good-looking nurse like that on board, I wouldn't mind running a favor.
Just remember, sailor, I've got lots of castor oil in sickbay. And you, too.
Yes, sir. Ma'am. Lieutenant?
All right. Thank you for playing that.
Okay.
And I do voice. I do voices. That's one of my things as a stand-up comic. With a good-looking nurse like that aboard, I wouldn't mind having a favor. So with that said, let's bring on Miss Linda Miller.
Oh, yay!
Here she comes. There she is. Hello. Now, should I call you
everybody.
Linda Miller, which is your professional name, or should I call you Linda Jo Miller? Which do you prefer?
Everybody calls me Linda Miller. Linda.
Good. Very good.
Linda.
I just wanted to make sure that we go the right way on that.
My mother calls me Linda. Well, my mother calls me Linda
I'm a
Jo,
huge
and she's
fan.
angry at me. Thank you.
I'm a huge fan. I've seen your interviews on YouTube. Nigel Drainer's interview, which was about 20 minutes long. He did his homework, did a good job. You were an Army brat back in the 60s, and your family ended up in Japan.
No.
wrong?
No, I wasn't an Army brat. I was an Air Force brat, which is a big difference.
Oh, Air Force brat. I'm sorry. My bad. But you didn't want to go to Japan, did you, originally?
That's okay. No, I wanted to go to Spain because I was studying Spanish in high school. And so I wanted to go to Spain so I could, speak the language and then go to the UN and become an interpreter. But the Air Force and all their wisdom sent Dad to the other side of the world. And boy, am I glad that they did. Yeah. My first choice was not to go to Japan.
Right. And you ended up working for the UN in a kind of a way when you got the job with King Kong Escapes. You were a lieutenant for the. So in a way, you got your wish. So
yeah, in a way.
was the Japanese culture a big culture shock for you when you got there?
Yes and no. Because when I first landed, when the plane got there, I immediately felt like we were at home. This is so weird to see myself talking. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. But I had a sense that I had come home. And so the culture was very, very different. But it didn't seem odd, I kind of like flowed into it pretty quickly because I was working all the time. So I was always around Japanese people, Japanese things. And I just went home to America, the base, to sleep and eat and then go back out the next day. So I was one of those Americans that really got immersed in the culture because of my work.
Very good. I spent some time in China to the day I left. I mean, it was an adventure every day. I mean, there was all kinds of culture shock for me and for them as well, watching what I did, in my craziness. So that's great. You were able to settle in easily. That's fantastic. Now, kaiju fans know this story, but for our new viewers, I would like you to tell it again. How is it that you came to get the job working in King Kong Escapes?
It is completely like a Cinderella story. When I was in Japan, I had a contract to do a young woman's magazine. It's a weekly magazine, kind of like our 17 magazine is here. And so I was on the cover, and Arthur Rankin, who produced the movie, happened to see my cover. And he found out somehow that I actually lived in Japan. So he contacted me directly. Somehow he got all my information. So he contacted me and he said, "Hey, I want to talk to you about doing a movie." And I said, "Hey, I've never acted before. So why would you want to do that?" So I met him and we talked for a long time over dinner. And I really thought he was a little bit crazy because I'd never acted. I'd never even desired to act. But he said that I had the right look, and I guess that's all he was concerned about was that I looked like Lieutenant Susan Watson. And so that's why he cast me. I didn't audition for the part. I had no screen test. He just, for some reason, just threw caution to the wind and cast me in the film. So there's no rhyme or reason to it, really,
It was just you were in the right place at the right time. And you had the right look. Can we play another
exactly
clip? There's a clip of you from early on in the film. It's where you meet King Kong.
Okay.
That's the clip.
Is that number 2, Rory?
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
There
It
you
should
go.
say meet Kong on it.
Sorry, I couldn't see. It's because I
Actually,
can't.
I should say you met Gorosaurus.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There he is. Edited this. I'm sorry. So there you are in the outfit. Lieutenant Susan Watson.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
again, this was history. You were the second girl, the second Kong girl. So, Hondo was the director of that film. He did most of the Toho films for the kaiju, starting with Godzilla, and actually for the next 20 years he did those movies. As a director, would you say that his style was kind of easygoing, or was he kind of a hard line like Otto Preminger? You have to do it.
No, he was very easygoing. He would kind of, I spoke Japanese at the time. I mean, I wasn't completely fluent, but I spoke Japanese, so I could understand what he was saying, even though Rhodes and I had an interpreter, a go-between, who would interpret, direction and everything that Honda-san was telling us. But I understood what he was saying. He was a very nice man. He kind of treated me, because everybody on the set knew that I did not have a clue as to what I was doing. And I was well aware that I didn't have a clue. So I was self-conscious about that and shy. And he just was kind of like a father or grandfather. He was very sweet to me and gentle. And he didn't stomp around. He didn't yell. He didn't scream. If you did something he liked, you could tell by the expression on his face. If you did something he didn't like, you could also tell by the expression on his face. He was a very gentle man, quiet and gentle, but you knew that he was in charge. You knew that this was his show, so to speak. He was running the whole show. And so even though he was soft and gentle, he was the man, so to speak.
Yeah, and I'm glad to hear that, actually, because I haven't heard that in any of the interviews about him. And he looks very serious in all the photos that I see of him directing. So that makes sense. Now that we're talking about kaiju and big monsters, I would like to take a moment to go to the big monster briefing room, General Howitzer, if we could, and check in with him. We haven't checked in with him yet, and see what the situation is. Renee?
What am I supposed to do?
There should be a clip there for General Howitzer.
I'm looking. That's what I'm looking to see that, but I don't have it. It might be one of the ones.
Okay. Well, then we'll skip that part.
Well, hold on. Let's see. Hold on. Just wait for a second. Yep. It's one of the ones that didn't download. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. We'll have to do that some other time then. Okay. I want to show you. We can show the clip. Actually, we just watched a clip of you doing the Gorosaurus thing with Kong. You were actually very hard on yourself when the movie first came out, and your performance was not good.
Yes.
But
no,
in
it was
actuality,
terrible.
if you look at that clip, the horror looks are there. The scream is there. I mean, you can check that one off. I mean, you did a very good job in that movie. And you just actually rewatched that film for the first time in a couple of decades with some friends, right?
Yes. Yes, I hadn't watched it since the premiere in Tokyo in 1967. And when it would come on TV, I wouldn't watch it because of the voice. Just, that voice was a little bizarre.
You were not happy with the dub?
Yeah, they kept... No, not happy at all, and I really don't know the reason why they didn't use my voice. The only thing I thought a lot of different scenarios, but who knows what the reason is exactly. But Rhodes had told me that they would be bringing me back to the States to dub the film. And when it didn't happen, I was like, I wonder what happened. And then I came back in 67 and then, 68. God, that makes me really old. But anyway, so I just really hated it was hard to watch the movie because of the voice. But then I guess a couple of years ago in Texas with some friends, I watched it and I thought, it wasn't that bad, get over yourself.
It's easier to watch now.
Yeah, it's easier now that I'm older.
To watch now. Now, Kong was a gentleman or a gentle ape with you on that set.
Yes.
And I want to show a clip here
Yes.
to prove that. This is the clip, Martin.
Okay.
He understood when you said no,
down,
you meant it.
No. No,
Yeah.
Tom. Take me back. Take me back to the ship, Tom. Let's go to the ship. Please, I don't want to go with you.
So he takes you back to the ship.
He was a good guy.
He was. He was very nice to you.
Yes. Yes, he was. He was very, very nice.
I had to show that he was respectful. He was respectful to the ladies.
Yes.
Studios.
Yes.
You were
No
hanging
meant
around
no.
there. While you were at the
Mhm.
Toho Studios, you were hanging around with Rhodes Reason and Akira Takarada, which were your leading men. Your leading men in the picture. Anybody else while you were there at Toho Studios?
That I hung around with or that I met?
People that you might have met at the studio there.
Okay. Well, as far as the set, Hamamiye, she and I had very few scenes together, and we didn't really interact. At that time, she had just come off doing a James Bond movie, so she was like a huge star. So I was very respectful.
You only lived twice.
And stayed in my place, if you know what I'm saying. But Doctor Who, he was so funny. He was as odd in the movie as he appeared. He was that way in real life too. He was just an odd man that was very endearing, you know. But the big thing, there's two big things. When I was at the commissary one day, Toshiro Mifune walked in, which I don't know if everybody knows who he is, but he's like the biggest Japanese star in the entire universe ever in history. So he walked in and everybody in the commissary just stopped. Everybody was eating and they just all stopped and watched him as he walked in and got his lunch or whatever. And he was very impressive, and he had this aura about him that you knew that he was a superstar. And he seemed, you know, he was not approachable, but he seemed very nice. And then the most monumental person that I met when I was on the set was Natsuki Yosuke, who has been in a couple kaiju movies as well. And he was a big star at the time, and he and I started to date. So he was my first love.
Now he was in Dagora and Ghidorah, the three-headed monster, right?
Yes.
And later he came back for Godzilla 1984. So
well, see, I didn't see that.
But I back then.
We were quite. Yeah, he was like my first true love. He was one of the nicest men I've ever met.
I actually knew that story from talking to you a couple of months ago, and I was hoping you'd share it with us tonight. But I want you to tell me, or tell the audience, how it was that he was introduced to you, because it's so charming.
Okay, so I'm on the set, and my makeup guy says, "There's somebody who wants to meet you." And my hairdresser was probably a middle-aged woman. And she was, everybody, because I was so young, everybody was like my guardian. And so Suzuki-san, who was my makeup man, said, "There's this guy who wants to meet you, and his name is Natsuki Yosuke." And my hairdresser, she went berserk. She said, "You do not want to meet him. You don't want to go out with him. He's a playboy. You just stay away from him." And she tried to keep us apart. And but he was so good looking. Oh, so yeah, the rest is history. So I said to Suzuki, "Yeah, I'd like to meet him." You know, and he was so sweet. All the stories that she made him sound like he was Hugh Hefner of the Japanese market. You know, but he wasn't. He was just a really sweet guy. You know.
But again, yes, he was respectful. He a makeup artist introduced him to you.
Yes.
which is a lovely story.
And And he even came over to my house, and I introduced him to my parents. And it was so funny because when you live on the base, at least at that time, when you lived on the base, you have to go through a gate to get in. So they would come to the gate, and then they would call us and say, can this person come see you? Well, you should have seen the guards at the gate. They were all starry-eyed when they saw him come in, you know. And he just was a regular guy. In fact, one of our dates we spent just washing his car. You know, he's just a regular guy. Regular guy who's famous and rich, but a regular guy.
But yeah, he was in a lot of other movies at Toho that were not kaiju movies. So he was very famous in Japan at the time. Right. Yeah. Very good. Well, that puts you ahead of the pack.
Well, let me tell you one other thing.
And I have a list.
80s, in the 80s, they had on TV Shogun. I don't know if you remember, probably you're too young, but it was on in the 80s. It was a serial, and he was in that movie. I was watching TV, and I hadn't seen him. Last time I saw him was like in 74. So this is like the mid 80s, and all of a sudden I see him on TV. Mid 80s, late 70s, something like that. And I see him on TV, and I just go crazy, you know, because I hadn't seen him for several years. We had lost touch with each other.
He looked very different in the mid 80s, didn't he? I was doing an homage to him. This is how we got on this conversation. I was doing an homage to him on the Godzilla rooms. And his picture from 1984, Godzilla 1984, looks so 60s. I just like, wow, that's the same guy.
Yeah.
So
he was extremely handsome. Okay.
Of 5 reasons why Susan Watson is at the head of the pack of the King Kong Lake. Number 1, she's the only Kong girl to visit Mondo Island.
That's right.
Number 2, she's the only King Kong girl who introduced Gorosaurus to the world. You helped his career.
Oh, okay.
Because of that, he was in Destroy All Monsters the next year. Then he made an appearance in Godzilla's Revenge. And there you go. You introduced him to the world. Number 3, she's the only Kong girl to beat Doctor Who.
Oh.
Number 4, she's the only Kong girl who's in uniform. She's a working girl. She's a lieutenant. She's not some bimbo actress.
In a skimpy little outfit.
And number 5, she's the only Kong girl to get a theme song by Akira Ifukube. And I hope I pronounced that right. But you're the only one. And I play that on air violin all the time.
Yeah.
So you've got your own theme song.
The music in the film, I think, was A1, first class. You know, when the opening credits come up, you know, it I thought it was great.
Yes,
Music.
the Kong theme in that was fantastic. That was one of his best scores, actually. He was at the top of his game at that point in his career. Akira Gargantua's, which is a great soundtrack. He had just done Ghidorah, the Three-Headed Monster, and then Destroy All Monsters. All in that period in the mid '60s. I mean, it was his best work. Yep, agreed.
Wow, how lucky I was.
How do you feel about Godzilla vs. Kong that's out now?
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. A bunch of us went together, and I was afraid it was going to be all Godzilla. But I was so thrilled when I saw the movie. It was exciting. It wasn't predictable, and I loved how it ended. I mean, they did not. Can I say? Maybe I shouldn't say it, but I loved how it ended. Yeah, I won't say how it ended.
I think it's been out long enough. I think we're okay.
I loved how it ended, where they're not friends, but there's a respect between the two of them. And I tell all my Godzilla fan friends that he kicked his butt, you know, and he saved his butt in the movie. And they were all saying, "Oh no." So anyway, I had my Team Kong t-shirt on when we went to the movie. I loved it. It was so good. Yeah, you saw my t-shirt.
Yes.
It was about 3 sizes too big, but I was going to wear it anyway.
You were Team Kong. I wouldn't expect it any other way. The new Kong actress is just a wee thing. She's just a tiny thing.
Isn't she
Really
adorable? Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Okay. I'm guessing that we don't have the Roland Pruitt video. That's my guess.
No, we don't. I wish we did.
That's all right. We were talking about Linda's fans, and she loves her fans, and I know you want to get back out there and meet with the fans again. And we're going to talk a little bit about that later. But I do have another fan who's waiting here to talk to you, to say hi to you. She's an old friend, Miss Alyssa Charpentier. I hope I said that right.
Hi.
I can't see anything right now. Do you mind re-adding me? My screen is frozen. I can't, you're all frozen.
Oh, okay, but we see you perfectly, though. We
Yes,
can actually
you're
see and
fine.
hear you perfectly. So just keep going, and if anything goes on, then don't worry about it. You look great.
All right, thank you. Well, hi, Linda. It's great to talk to you. I love that you're such a great person, and I'm really happy to be able to talk to you here. So yeah, I'm happy to be here.
I have to tell everybody I'm a big crybaby, so excuse me.
I couldn't think of a better fan to represent, than to Alyssa.
I love her.
She is the super fan.
I think
Thank you.
You're great. I love it. And congratulations on G-Fan magazine.
Thank
your
you.
article.
Yes.
It's exciting.
Congratulations.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
I wanted to say, it's interesting hearing you talking about growing up in Japan via the military, because I'm actually supposed to be going to Japan to serve a 3-year tour. So I really liked listening to that.
Yeah.
And you becoming immersed with the culture and stuff. That's awesome. So
Yeah.
They're
great people. I mean, they're different, obviously, than what we're used to, because their culture is different. But you're going to have a great time. I'm so jealous and excited at the same time for you.
Oh man.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
Yeah. If you just embrace what they have.
Oh,
go ahead.
She's got a book coming out too. She's
I got a lot.
excited about her first book's coming out.
She's Miss Talent. Yeah.
Thanks.
So I want her to hang around for the rest of the show with us and enjoy the show with us. And I want to talk about. I'm upset. I gotta admit, I'm not happy about this. I think you should have had more time in that movie.
Yeah.
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, the green slime.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yeah. This is a movie that you did about space aliens. It was shot in Japan, but actually it was all foreign actors, but it was shot in Japan. And they were stars on the ship, and hopefully we're gonna show a clip of them in just a minute. Yeah. But you're in 2 parts of this movie. I want to share this with the fans. You're in this dance scene where they have cocktail dresses and they're drinking champagne on the on the spaceship, on the space station. And you are actually on the left-hand side of the screen there.
Yep.
And look at that.
Oh, look at those dance moves. Oh, that's so funny.
So yeah, that's the first scene that you're in, is the dance, the big dance scene where everybody's dancing, and we got some tension there between Richard Jekyll's there, Luciana Paluzzi, one of the James Bond girls. She was in Thunderball.
Yes. I worked with 2 James Bond girls, now that I think of it.
Yeah. Mia Hama, and she was also in You Only Live Twice.
Yeah.
But she was not in King Kong Escapes. She was in some of the other Godzilla.
No, she was not. Yeah.
The other scene that you're in, or the other scenes, I should say, because they're on in the film, because the monsters are attacking the space station. You have a bandage around your head, and you're being wheeled around the space station on a bed.
Yes.
So can we show that
that's one of the clips that didn't download. So. I know. Sorry, it didn't download.
I was hoping we could show that.
We have my three sons. We have my three sons, and then we have the King Kong line. Those are the two that we have.
Okay. I'll just have to live without it. So
I have something I can show you you'd like to see.
You have something you can show.
See this? Can you see what this is?
I can't see anything.
It's the monster. Oh, I'm sorry. It's the monster from Green Slime.
I'm looking.
That's going to go on sale at our next convention.
Oh, great.
If we soon have one, I hope. Anyway, just a little plug there.
The guy that you were dancing with in that scene was David Yorkston. I looked all over for him to try to find. Alas, he only did a couple of movies. But he was Lieutenant Curtis in that movie. Not a gentleman ape, by the way. He was making his moves on you.
Yes. He was.
In 2015, they brought you back. They found you. They did a G-Fest. I'm sorry. Yeah, you were in G-Fest magazine, right?
Yeah, G-Fan.
G-Fan. And they brought you back to the convention circuit.
Yes.
And that was in 2015.
Yes.
I wanted to talk just real quick about Nakajima-san, Haru Nakajima, who was actually the suit actor that played Kong in the movie. And you only met him at a photo op for the movie, right?
It wasn't. It was an impromptu, accidental meeting. He was coming out of somewhere, and I was coming out of somewhere, and a photographer just happened to be there, and that's how we met. It wasn't planned. So I had no idea who he was, and I don't even know if I knew who Godzilla was at the time. But we just, yeah. So I was pretty clueless throughout the whole film. When I look back now and I think, holy cow, I was there with Honda-san and Takarada and Nakajima, Hamamiya and Amamoto-san, all these like really famous and accomplished actors. I had no idea, So
now,
but,
Alyssa
I met him one time, and that's where we have.
Yeah, Alyssa could tell you that he was Godzilla for the first 12 films. And he played a couple of other things.
Yeah.
And he played Gara, the Green Gargantua. So this is the guy who created the monster movement that we see in those Suitmation, all the Suitmation films. I mean, he was the guy that wrote the book.
Yeah.
Basically.
He was the guy who got set on fire, drowned, broke bones, lost a lot of weight. He did it all. It's crazy.
And yet every picture you see him in, he's smiling, he's happy, he looks like he's really enjoying what he's doing.
He's a visionary.
And in Japan, right, Linda? In 2016?
Pardon?
You got to meet him in Japan at a convention.
Yes. It was January 2016. It was a wonderful experience because I hadn't, like I said, met him one time, but I got to be reunited with Takarada-san as well. So the three of us were together for a couple days, and the three of us did, I think, one convention, which their conventions are a little different. And then Takarada and Natsuki and I, the three of us, also did an event together. So it was a very, it was exciting time, to be able to meet them again and Natsuki again. which was the last time I saw Natsuki was in 2016. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, we lost him shortly thereafter. Yeah. So, well, you have a. Go ahead.
Oh, I just going to say we emailed for a while until he got really, really sick. You know.
Now you have a virtual event like this coming up soon, right?
Yes. Jim's my manager. He said either May 14th or 15th. It's going to be an online chat, and we're going to, I guess, at that time, be able to offer autograph photos, and maybe the green slime thingamabob. So that's what we're hoping, because we were supposed to have an event in California on May 15th, but it got rescheduled probably till the fall because of COVID. So
I see.
We're going to do this
One last question about the green slime. When you saw the guys in the suits for the green slime, did it scare you, or did you have to keep from laughing?
I had to keep from laughing. It was so fun. They were,
because I remember when I was a kid, I saw the preview for that movie, and it scared the living daylights out of me when I must have been 10 years old.
Oh my! Well, then it did what it was supposed to do, Oh, that's so funny. No, it was hysterical because behind them, they had all these technicians that had to hold part of the uniform as the monsters were, walking. They had guys, behind them holding them up, kind of, their costume. Yeah. So it was funny. It was really funny.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And thank you, Alyssa. Please, girls, stay for the rest of the show. I'm going to bring Ivan Basil up now. So he's going to do some music for us, and I'm going to tell you what his Kaiju Connect. Go ahead and bring Ivan in. There he is.
Oh, hello. Hi. Hello. I took some notes. I wanted to say something. Linda, it was a pleasure listening to you speak, and it's an honor being here with you, and I'm grateful that I could be part of this show.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. I watched...
That's sweet. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. My father got me into the Godzilla movies, so I was always growing up watching Godzilla, especially the old goofy ones where he had his kid around, and they were just doing crazy tricks to beat each other up. And he's actually watching right now, and he's in the thread chatting a little bit. And he said he loved Kong Escapes, the one that you were in that we've been talking about. He loved that one very much, and he saw it when it came out. And I was watching it last week, as well as Green Slime. I really loved you in both of them. You were fantastic. You were wonderful. Very charming. You were a natural actress. I couldn't believe you just telling us that you hadn't acted before. I thought you were great. You were really great.
Golly, thank you. Thank you. Where were you 50 years ago?
Oh boy, who knows? Sorry.
Don't answer that.
Sorry to just start coming out of the gates talking, Rory, but I really wanted to. I wrote something down I thought was really funny. I noticed watching Kong Escapes last week, and there was a line right before you meet the dinosaur-looking guy. I always forget his name. And you're with the two men, which I couldn't really figure out the love triangle, but there was something going on. But you're with the two guys, and they're like, here's what it says, line for line. You better wait here. They tell you that, and you're like, you say this so candidly. You're like, alone? And then they say, you're safe here, and then they immediately take your gun away from you, and they say, watch yourself. And then they run off. And I thought that was the most ridiculous thing. What did you think of that line? Did you think that was preposterous? Them leaving you in the wild and taking your gun.
Oh, I wasn't thinking anything. I was just thinking, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing in this movie. There was all this, these conversations going on in my head that had nothing to do with what you saw on the screen, but no, I that didn't ring a bell with me. So thank you for bringing that up.
I had to rewind it, and I had to pause it. Like, did they just take her gun and say, "Watch yourself"? All right, I'm sorry, Rory. I know you have.
Well, they had to set up the scene for when I get here.
Yeah, if they hadn't done that, she wouldn't have screamed when Borosaurus showed up. She'd have just shot him.
That's right.
It was a plot point.
Right.
Okay.
You know,
They said watch
I wanted
yourself,
to.
don't defend
I'm
yourself.
sorry if I could.
Oh, they said watch
Yeah,
yourself,
yeah.
not defend
You
yourself.
You should have been there. You would have protected me with all your training. But anyway, Honda, when we did the part in the tree, where Kong sets me up on the tree, Honda-san told me exactly what he wanted me to do. He said, put your hand over your mouth and go back and be afraid. He acted it out for me. So that's one thing I wanted to mention about him, is that he knew I didn't know exactly. You got it, Ivan. You got it. So that's the kind of director he was.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you got a song?
Oh yeah, sorry, Rory. I didn't mean to come out of the gates asking questions. I'm just kind of starstruck right now,
it's
and
the Mechagodzilla helmet.
when I'm nervous, I
Go
just
over your
talk.
mind.
All right, let me get my headphones on. So I got some music. I guess I'll play some originals so Facebook doesn't flag us. And let's see. You said I could play a song on guitar and a song on accordion, so I'll start on guitar to warm up a little bit.
Okay.
I'm going to sing a sea shanty I wrote. It's based on Orpheus. This is the old tale of Orpheus. It's a Greek tragedy. It's a Greek myth turned into a tragedy. And I turned this into a sea shanty. And, well, here we go. Sing a song to the vengeful seas of my own tragedy. Oh, what sorrows have befallen me, I blame them all on the sea. I'd sit ashore, sing a song to the seas, I sang to nobody else. Its gentle waves would caress my feet, the sea was under my spell. On the shore I saw a young girl, radiant as she smiled. I caught her glance, my heart beat fast, I knew she must be mine. I sang her a song and I wooed her heart. Oh, how her cheeks turned red. In my next verse I asked her this, where she already went. We soon set sail for the new world, to start a life of our own. I sang a song to the sea once more, for passage to our new home. A streak of lightning, the jealous seas loom like a mountain above. I swore it had a demon's face as it came to claim my love. The wave came crashing over the hole and dragged my wife to the seas. I signed a cross, dove overboard to follow my wife to the deep. To follow my wife to the deep. I sing a song to the vengeful seas of my own tragedies. Oh, what sorrows have befallen me, I blame them all in the seas. I sang the song to the seas once more. I knew it could not resist. I asked for my wife be returned to me. The sea replied with this: I fell in love with your mortal voice when you sang your songs to the seas. I'll grant you back your pretty young wife, but you have to do one thing for me. Sing me a song and I'll let her go. Sing me a song once more. You've broken my heart and I'll never forget, but I know I'll never be yours. I know I'll never be yours. As you swim and you swim, you can look back to see if your young wife is there. Do not so much catch a glimpse of her until her first breath of air. I sing a song to the vengeful seas of my own tragedies. Oh, what sorrows have befallen me, I blame them all in the seas. So we swam and we swam up toward the light, my young wife trailing behind. The moon shone through as a beam of hope, a beacon in the night. I breached the surface, took in the air. Where was my bride in this gloom? I turned to look for her beautiful face, but alas, it was too soon. The sad sea bellowed and dragged my wife down. My dear, you've made a mistake. You could not keep your gaze from her, so your poor wife I will take. 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 Beneath the surface I caught her eye as the sea dragged her down. She mouthed the words farewell to me as she most surely drowned. Beneath the surface I caught her eye as the sea dragged her down. She mouthed the words farewell to me as she most surely drowned.
Wow.
Damn.
Thank you.
Wow.
Oh,
I'm gonna play that when I'm on deployment. I want that recorded. That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, that was really, really good. I got lost. I got knocked off for a moment, but it was really good.
Thank you. That means a lot.
I saw the message there. I was afraid we'd lost you. Father, who you mentioned earlier, you watched the Godzilla movies with him. He is a boot maker. He makes cowboy boots, right?
He does. He makes.
And you're very proud of that.
Boots.
He's a real artisan. It takes him weeks to make those boots.
It sure does. Yeah.
That's impressive.
Perrin Creek custom cowboy boots.
Awesome. And now you said you were going to do one for us on the squeeze box on the accordion.
Lord, here we go. Yeah. Let me dig that thing up, and I might try to bury it.
What's that?
I might try to bury
these
bells in my shoes and try to jam them in here so I have something to stomp. I usually wear cowboy boots when I play accordion. I'm in a Tom Waits and Hank Williams tribute band with my friend Blake and sometimes my friend Reverend Bill. And I like to shove tambourines in my boots so I can stomp them when I play this. This is a 1920s accordion with pearl inlay. It needs a little bit of repair. But here we go. Let's give it a shot. I'm going to sing another sea shanty. I figured I'd stick with some sea shanty themes. And that's kind of apt because Godzilla and Kong both love being in the water. In Kong Escapes, Kong is especially good at swimming. They remark on how good of a swimmer he is in that movie. And he just swims into the sunset like Godzilla tends to do in that movie. I was amazed and surprised that they decided to do that for Kong. And, well, he sure was a good swimmer. All right, here we go.
My favorite line from King Kong Escapes is right before he swims away. Linda says, "King Kong!"
And they
I
say,
love
don't
that.
call him back. I think he's had enough civilization.
That's right.
That's how I feel sometimes.
Yeah, me too.
I agree with you. All right, here we go. This is an accordion, and this is a sea shanty I wrote for my mother. She got me into sea shanties, so Dad got me into Godzilla, and Mom got me into sea shanties and Irish folk music and stuff like that. So this is a song inspired by a lot of the songs she was getting me into. It's called I See the Ships. Let me find the C. There we go. Yeah, I see the ships sailing away, the moon and the stars, they light up the bay. La 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 la. Yeah, I see the ships sailing away, the moon and the stars, they light up the bay. A cold wind it calls and bid me come forth into cold waters to prove my worth. La 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 la. Yeah, I see the ships sailing away, the moon and the stars, they light up the bay. A cold wind it calls and bid me come forth into cold waters to prove my worth. But alas, I must choose the sea and the sorrow. I'll leave my love for an uncertain morrow. I've half a mind to grab my oars, row to a ship and climb aboard. La 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 la. Yeah, I see the ships sailing away, the moon and the stars, they light up the bay. A cold wind it calls and bid me come forth into cold waters to prove my worth. But alas, I must choose the sea and the sorrow. I'll leave my love for an uncertain morrow. I've half a mind to grab my oars, row to a ship and climb aboard. All right, I had a fake ending in the middle there. Sorry.
Thank you. Now, you are no stranger to science fiction.
That's
You
right. I
have
did my
your own-
my thesis in college. I went to film school, UNC Wilmington, and my thesis was how to recreate 1950s and 1960s pre-CGI science fiction and adapt that and interpret it. So what I ended up doing was writing a science fiction script. I wrote a whole thesis, did a bunch of research on the old techniques. I watched a bunch of the science fiction movies, and I'm amazed I didn't see the green slime during that research. And then I made some science fiction movies. I built my first green screen studio back then, and I got a lot of the skills that I use today making science fiction, action movies, horror movies. But
you have a show.
Catch my breath. I do have a show, Empire of Excellence.
Empire of Excellence with Ace and Lex, right?
That's right, Ace and Lex. They are spoofs
So,
of 1980s.
Renee, do we have a clip? There we go.
Back in business.
Okay. Now, that's Ace and Lex, and you're in your, right?
I'm in what?
You're in your second season now, right?
Second season of Empire of Excellence. So Empire of Excellence is the show. Ace and Lex is one of the sketch bits we do, which is probably the most popular bit on the show. Yeah. We're in the second season.
Where can we find that?
Where do you, we can find Empire of Excellence. We stream live every 2 weeks. It's bi-weekly Saturdays on Socially Distant Fest. But I also have a YouTube channel, Empire of Excellence YouTube, and the Empire of Excellence Twitch. So you can catch archived episodes on the YouTube channel, including all the Ace and Lex and the full episode of the clip you just showed. That's all up there.
And we actually have another clip from that show,
yes.
which is the Kaiju Connection.
Wait, I don't think we do. What do we have? I think that's one of the other ones that didn't go through. I'm sorry, guys.
That's okay.
The second one is not there, huh?
We do fight a giant booze worm, which is...
I can try to download it again. While you guys are talking, I'm going to try and download it again, just in case.
All right, we might be able to run it at the end, but it's a giant cobra.
A giant cobra. We shoot it with lasers. We do a lot of green screening and special effects. And
very good.
We blow it up in true 80s action movie fashion without asking questions.
So what can we look forward to in the of Empire of Excellence?
Well, we got a big story brewing. We're only 3 episodes in this season out of 8. Ace and Lex are going to go to space. They're going to do a space battle. They're going to go to Pluto and blow up a space facility. No, too many spoilers. Okay, we're going to find the Golden Boy. I hope we're looking for the Golden Boy. So I hope we can find him. He's a mystical creature. We're going to meet more cosmic beings like the Oracle, Mackenzie Sharp in space and time. We're going to have all these other characters, more puppetry from our local poets in Harrisonburg, Noah C. and Jessica Young. We're going to interview more local bands and have them on the air. We're going to have one out-of-town band, I think, perhaps Smokestack Betty. And we're going to have more seasons coming up in the future where we'll have more out-of-town bands as well. So it's music, it's a variety show, it's got science fiction, it's got puppetry, it's got poetry, it's got dimension hopping, cosmic adventures.
Oh, there it is.
My God! It's a giant snake attacking American citizens. Let's see what these wheelies can really do.
Come on, Apple Sudden.
You sent her home. He's not a planet. Apology.
I'm gonna flank to the right.
All right. You're up in ice. You're up in ice. You're up in ice. You're gonna fight.
All right, there it is. So people look for it. Also, Alyssa, you are in the current issue of G-Fest.
G-Fan Magazine, yep.
How do I find G-Fan Magazine?
It's a
big
website,
G-fan.
so you can just look it up. It's literally just G-Fan, and then you'll find the site, and it lists the publications. And I'm featured in the Spring 2021 edition. I got it over there on my desk. Pretty cool.
All right. I've been a Godzilla fan for life. And if you mean G, do you mean
It's
Godzilla?
very cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sign me up. I'm going to find it. I'm going to be on there.
Awesome.
And I see Linda's support in. So maybe we should let you go now. But thank you so much for being on the show. If you have anything that you want to talk about that's coming up.
It was wonderful meeting you.
Thank you. Just the May 14th or 15th. It'll be posted on the fan page as to exactly what day. But I'm so glad to have met you. all of you, but I'm just very especially excited about Alyssa. Glad to have met her in person.
Thanks.
And I hope when I get out to California, if you're still there, that we can maybe meet in person.
Heck yeah.
So,
I'd love to do
That
that.
will be
thank you
wonderful.
very much for having me.
All right. So, and Alyssa, you got a book coming out.
Sorry?
There's a book coming out. You've written a book that's coming out. Can you tell us what the name of the book is?
It's called Daughter Darkness.
Very good.
It's book 1 of a trilogy, so let's hope it does well so I can kick off the rest of the books.
I hope it does well. I'm doing the same thing. I've released 2 books, and they're both the beginnings of trilogies. That's the way to do it. So,
Yeah.
because the sequels are the ones that really sell.
Yeah, I've heard.
So, fantastic. Thank you so much,
That's
Alyssa, for
amazing.
coming on.
Yeah, no problem.
And it was very nice to meet you in person. All right. Lex.
Hey.
Ivan. Ivan.
Yeah, that's what I call him, Ivan. That's the actual name. That's what Corey Lynn
Yes.
calls him too. Ivan. There you go.
What is
You've
it?
got merchandise and buttons for your show. Is that correct?
Yeah. We got buttons galore.
$10, right? $10.
It was $5 last time, and I had to raise it to $10 because it turns out I have to ship them the hard way, which means I have to spend more money shipping them. And I know, so $10. If you want to spend $10, you could send money to Venmo, Ivan-Christo, or PayPal, ivancchristo@gmail.com. And I'll send you 2 Empire of Excellence members buttons. And they got cool slogans like technical difficulties drink, which is our slogan on Empire of Excellence. And hopefully for the whole internet now.
Yeah, for me
I've heard
too,
you guys
but-
say it, and I'm like, yes, it's catching on.
Oh, yeah.
And another one, it says, I forgot what it says, honestly. It's somewhere around here. I think it says Empire of Excellence on it. World's best show. And it's $10. You get the 2 buttons, but the money goes towards supporting the show. It goes towards the beefy internet we have here to make sure we can triple stream like you guys are doing, YouTube, Twitch, SDF simultaneously. And it goes towards, we're getting some new equipment soon in here. And we're getting some, we always got to pay electric bills, and all the electricity, I think, comes from this room.
Well, thanks to
yes, all the
Renee. I
help.
think she's cracked the. You guys will have better streams from now on, as we will. And
Yeah.
again, I can't thank you enough for that,
Godspeed to
Renee. All
ya.
the hard work you put into there.
Yeah, may a giant
So-
kaiju not destroy your studio.
That's that's a good producer. So there seems to be a delay for me. I'm hearing myself like 3 seconds later. That was a problem that when I was talking to Linda, she was having to wait for me to finish my question. It was kind of, but hey, I thought it went fairly smoothly.
Y'all did great. I'm proud of you.
That
This
was
is
really
amazing.
good, Rory. It was such a fun show. Seriously, this is really
So-
good.
So yeah, we'll post this on YouTube so the fans can see Linda and talked about the relationship she had when she was in Japan just before she came back to America, because I don't think anybody has gotten that story out of her. And again, it was just by accident that she told me about it a couple of months ago, and it's a delightful, I think.
Yeah,
It was very touching.
that was so nice. I love that.
So thank you for wearing your Mechagodzilla helmet.
The pleasure is mine.
You're such a visual feast and audio feast. There's always something to look at or listen to when Ivan or Yvonne is on the screen. Just
Life
look
is
at
too
it.
short for polos and
You got to sell
pants.
those. You got to sell
Polos
those.
and pants.
That's where the
Don't
real
need 'em.
money is. You could charge a lot
There you
for
go.
them.
T-shirts.
Yeah.
Again, Renee, thank you so much for all your hard work that you put into this show. It's Casual is back in 2021. It's just going to get better and better. We're going to have great guests coming on in the next month booked up. I'm excited about all the comedians and all the musicians
talk
we're going to
about
have
next
on in the
week?
next month.
Next week, next Tuesday at 8 p.m., we have for It's Casual.
Michael G. Wilson, the impersonator, voices with me next week. I believe that with him on that show is going to be Daryl Rhodes, I believe.
Wow.
I have to check my notes. Who is from Atlanta. Daryl is coming on. I know that.
And that'll be again on the Socially Distanced Fest network, right where we are now, and on Tardon Media YouTube, and on Twitch on my handle at Ray Entertains. Next week.
Yep. Daryl Rhodes is going to be on. He's also done comedy, so Michael knows him. We've all worked together in the past.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's going to be a
good
fun show.
show.
I know it.
That's going to be awesome. That's going to be so cool. And Ivan, you better watch. Are you going to watch, Ivan? Are you going to watch it?
This Friday?
No, next Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesday. Okay, so this isn't the Friday show you're talking about. This is the Tuesday show.
No, this is the Tuesday. This is It's Casual is now going to be every single Tuesday at 8 p.m.
Oh, I'll try to watch it.
All right.
That sounds great. I loved the show I saw. I think it was called BLT. Was hilarious. And then the Corey Lynn show that you did was amazing. And then I was just losing my mind when you came on as the judge at the end. That was that was hilarious.
Judge Stern.
That's actually a one-hit wonderful.
One hit
What
wonderful.
a great concept.
That was a
for
cool new
show.
concept too. I love that.
That's Renee's baby.
Yeah, everything you guys do,
and I'm loving
Jonathan, Renee, and Rory, everything you do has been just top-notch
Thank you.
entertainment,
You too.
and I'm proud to be part of this
You as
show
well.
with you today, and I'm grateful that you've had me on. And,
We love you, Ivan. We'll be
I
hitting
love
you
you
up
too.
for something
I'm going to
again.
find a way to get you guys in my universe too.
That's what I'm saying. We're going to cross-pollinate. We're going to cross-pollinate.
That's right.
I tried to sell myself to him this morning.
Well,
Some
I
of
was
my
already
characters.
thinking about it. Like I told you, I had some ideas of my own too.
I
So-
did like
So
such
funny.
but I'm going to be watching more Empire of Excellence.
Oh, yeah, you got to see him.
The
but
Reverend's
it's
character as
intense.
the Doctor is very funny.
Hilarious.
Reverend Bill was amazing. He did carry the show last week. If you're looking for musical guests, Reverend Bill.
We're
Good
going
man,
to try to
great
get him on
musician.
soon. We're going to try
All
to get him
kinds
on
of
soon.
cool stuff. I love the stuff that you guys are doing. I love SDF, and Kimono My House is also awesome. There's just so many cool things that are going on right now. It's blooming creativity everywhere, and there's always something cool going on. And I'm just so grateful that we can all be a part of it. It's so awesome. Thank you so much.
And again, tomorrow on Kimono My House, we have Tom Cheshire and
Yep.
Lars Nagel, and their guest is actually Miss Kimono My House herself, right? Kim Wares, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. And that'll be tomorrow night on Kimono My House, which is another Facebook group
Tomorrow night.
at 8 p.m. Eastern. Just tune on in. So there's all kinds of great stuff going on. And we have a great tribe.
Then
I
we'll
think
be
we have a
back
good
Thursday.
team. Yep.
We'll be back Friday.
Yes. And Thursday is One Hit Wonderful again, right, Jonathan? Do you want to do a plug for Thursday on Kimono My House? Oh, Jonathan is muted. Oh no, Jonathan, we're not getting any sound from you. We got a drink.
You gotta
It's a
turn
tech
on your mic.
tech
You gotta bring
gremlin.
the show out with some music.
That's the tech gremlin. Oh boy. Are you here, Jonathan? We've lost you, Jonathan. We don't hear you at all. Oh man. I just hate when he's coming back. Oh boy. This is what happens when you're live. He will be back,
Well,
by the way.
we knew it wasn't going to happen without a hitch, but it actually
Here we
went fairly
go.
smoothly.
Here he comes. Can we hear you now?
Hello.
Say something. Yes, you're here.
So you were touching on One Hit Wonderful for those. So it is mine and Renee's newest creation, and what we do is we sit down with a musician friend of ours. We have them play a song of theirs, and we basically go over the song and how that artist got into music, who their influences were, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then me or Renee will do a cover of said song, and then Judge Stern over here will come out and tell us how we did.
He critiques the performance.
That's a really great concept.
Yeah.
Ivan, what in the Sam Hill are we looking at?
That's my friend.
I don't know if we can top what we've already. This is a great place to end the show. Jonathan, what do you think, Rory?
And on that happy note,
And on this note, Jonathan, goodbye,
take us
everybody. Goodbye, everybody. And
Goodbye.
Jonathan, will take us
Kevin,
out.
thank you,
Love
Alyssa.
you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ivan.
I
Thank
appreciate
you,
you.
Ivan.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's 1 minute.